farm was started by my parents 35 years ago. In 1987, they moved out from Saskatchewan and they had a prairie grain farm and decided that they wanted to try farming here and found this piece of property. When I get on the tractor in the spring and that smell of the ground and of the air and being actually a farmer, I love being a farmer. Very beginning, it was like just only maybe 5 acres or so, and then it kind of slowly grew to, 7, 8, 10, and then before you know it, it was in full production, all 20 acres. My parents were running it just basically on their own, and I was helping through the summer, and then I'd work in the winter at a separate job. It was really just the three of us in the very, very beginning, and then it slowly came, like it started to show that there was going to be some staff or some employees needed to do some of the picking and that kind of thing.
So I started on the farm 20 years ago this year. I was just an employee, started when Brian's parents were still here. I'd come back every summer and work for the summer and then go to school, and after I think about 7 or 8 years of working together, we started seeing each other.
When we started farming a number of years ago, everything was done by hand, and so what I needed to do was incorporate some of the mechanical harvesting. So it really helps to save time and money and efficiency and those kinds of things. When I bought the farm from my parents and took over, my dad said, if you look after the land will look after you, and if you look after the equipment will look after you. And so I took that motto, to heart. I mean, I needed to really be a steward of the land, so I'm really cautious of what we do to the land, how we prepare the soil, how I work the soil and look after the soil. I mean, it's really important because it's what feeds us.
It's been an amazing experience to kind of see the transition, how things have changed and grown over the years with some of the crops that we grow. Our farm is most known for our super sweet carrots. We grow about 7 acres of carrots. And we also grow a lot of broccoli, spinach, potatoes, onions, corn, beets, and
cauliflower, cabbage, radish, spinach. Farm management is an interesting thing. I have to do a little bit of electrical and a little bit of mechanical and all these different things, as well as the farming portion. In the beginning, we start out with just 4 or 5 employees, and then before you know it, we're growing to like 40 employees in the middle of summer. And so it does take a lot of management that way. And so it's interesting how it kind of just grew into it. It's not like, I walked into this place and took it over, and it slowly grew from 6 employees or whatever it was to 40. Being involved in the community for me, I believe it's amazing how many young people that we've actually given jobs to, which puts a lot of money back into the local economy. Every summer we have, 20 or 30 young people that this is their summer job, and they kind of rely on it. And it helps them get through school, or it maybe helps them buy a car, or whatever it is that they're putting that money towards, which actually puts money back into the local economy.
You always have to be ready to adapt. There can be things like fires or drought or COVID or whatever it may be, shortage of labor, which we're seeing right now. This smoke is unprecedented too. These fires that we have around here it's pretty scary this year. We definitely have had some challenges with staff calling in saying like, I just can't work today in these conditions. My chest hurts, my lungs hurt. And then of course with COVID on top of that, it's like, is that smoke related, or is that like illness? Do you need to go get tested? So it's definitely been a challenge. We have 2 daughters. They're right now 9 and 5. It's a pretty cool thing to see them interested and engaged in the farming activity. They're super excited to go out in the field with us and cut a broccoli or pick some corn or pull an onion, and then to have them on the other side where I have them at the farmers market with me, and our oldest is selling carrots. Our customers really love seeing our kids there too, and it is that producer-consumer relationship, and we see that our customers really appreciate that they can see that they're supporting a local family farm.
I love farming because we get to eat all of the vegetables and we can stay healthy.
I grew up on a family farm, and so I'm used to the family being involved in the farm, and my mom was a big part of our prairie grain farm, and so here to have my wife and children involved in the farm means a lot. I mean, it's a great way of life for our children to grow up because they learn some responsibility. And that's what makes a family farm, I think, is that we all work together for a common goal. And it's what, you know, it's what we do, I guess, as a family.
There's such a huge benefit to shopping local and to supporting local. It's really amazing to be the producer at the farmer's market. We purchased a 20-foot trailer, and Brian and I built all of the things inside to be able to wheel all those bins, and it houses our tables and our tents and everything like that. We don't have to unload, reload. It's all there and ready all the time, has everything I need for the farmer's market. So when we first get to the market, we open the doors, pull out the ramps, wheel off the bins, we set up our tents, pull out our tables, and then we get everything organized to start loading the tables for customers. So we start stacking carrots and stacking potatoes and piling onions and broccoli, and making it look beautiful. There's an art to it too. We make sure there's not, you know, that there's a nice color pattern, and it takes a lot of great care. I get to see our regular customers every week. They come, they appreciate the produce that they're purchasing, and they're excited to get more. We're excited for when the next fresh crop of something is ready for the first of the season. We build that producer-consumer relationship with our customers. So the markets usually run for about 5 hours, and in that time, hopefully we've sold it all, but usually we come home with a little bit. Then we put everything back into those bins, and we tear down our tables and tear down our tents and load it back in the trailer and head home, and we get ready for the next one. I love what we do. We have a great life.